Hello there, Guardians. My name is Doc, and as promised, this is the Alethonym support build video. So I won't lie to you guys, coming up with this build was harder than I thought. I was wondering what exactly I wanted to do with this. You may be remembering me talking about old Anthony here during my previous Destiny video right about now. I was sort of underwhelmed by the support aspect of this weapon, because I honestly just don't feel like dedicating an exotic slot to ammo generation is necessary in the current sandbox. Then, it hit me. I began to think, why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I dedicate this build to just absolutely pelting my teammates with ammo? So much ammo that they begin to look at me after a while and go, dude, really? Really? So, my friends, we did just that. This beautiful build that I'm about to show you is solely dedicated to the purpose of just throwing as many ammo bricks on the ground as humanly possible. I'll go ahead and say that this build was more for fun than anything else. I think it should do pretty well in mid-tier content, and honestly could even be decent in some of the longer raid or dungeon encounters. Though I don't think it's going to be some, game-changing, meta-breaking build, but it definitely sure is fun. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Firstly, let's talk subclass, aspects, fragments, etc. Well, none of it matters. You can accomplish this exact build on any class or subclass in the entire game. Everything that is required for this build is available to everyone. Personally, I do recommend throwing on a stasis subclass, or at least using prismatic with your stasis super, just so that you can take advantage of harmonic armor mods. Plus, while Alethonym doesn't have any intrinsic stasis verbs, it can still interact with the subclass in a few ways, so I do personally think it's worth it. Next, seasonal artifact. To I'm sure no one's surprise, this also isn't required for the build to function. Though I will say that it's definitely worth it if you're seeing this during Act 2. Both stasis and grenade launchers are pretty awesome right now, so take advantage of this artifact while you can. Okay, I think now's a good point to just go ahead and jump in and start talking about armor. In terms of mods, there's a good amount of flexibility with a few exceptions. Stats aren't particularly important in this build. You can see that I used my armor mods just to get my resilience up to 100. I've never really been too big on getting the perfect stats unless it's specific for a build, and even then they're usually not perfect. Despite this though, I do just fine, so don't stress if your stats don't look like or better than mine, okay? Just get your resilience as high as possible and everything else should be fine. Starting with our head, we have a harmonic siphon mod for generating orbs, which will be important for gaining armor charge. We also have a heavy ammo finder and a heavy ammo scout. This will be just one of the many layers that we're going to add for generating ammo for both you and your fire team. Moving on to the hands, this is where we will have our exotic. We'll be using whatever version of the Aeon hands that your class has. The Aeons are available to all three classes, so just, pick your poison. Specifically, you'll want to be on the sect of Insight. This may allow us to generate special or heavy ammo if we finish off a strong enemy with a finisher. It also helps us generate some orbs of power, which can be nice. On these hands, we have 2 harmonic loaders and 1 harmonic dexterity. These aren't tremendously important and can be swapped for something else if you like, though I do still highly recommend the loaders, because Alethonym does not have any sort of autoloader like Witherhoard, so you will be reloading very, very often. For our chest, this is pretty much whatever you want. I tend to leave arc, solar, and void resistances on by default, but I know that this will tend to be more tailored to the kind of content you're doing, so, feel free to play around with those as needed and use whatever you see fit. On our feet, we have Absolution, which will reduce all of our ability cooldowns every time we pick up an Orb of Power, always helpful. We also have Elemental Charge, which can lead to more armor charge when picking up subclass drops. This will be dependent on your subclass, but I think that you can probably make it work with whatever subclass you have on. I just have it on by default. Then I also have Solar Holster on just because I normally have solar weapons on me. However, I know that not everyone always does, so you're welcome to swap that out for something else if that doesn't help you. Finally, on our class item, we have Distribution, which will again help with our ability regeneration, always solid. We have Proximity Ward, an important one that gives us overshield when performing a finisher. And finally, another important one, we have Special Finisher, which consumes 3 armor charges to give us and our fire team special ammo when finishing any enemy. Okay, hopefully you got all that. Feel free to pause and rewind the video as needed if you're interested. Otherwise, let's wrap the video up by shedding some light on our star. Let's move on to weapons, and obviously we have Alethonym. In case you didn't see my previous video, Alethonym allows you to generate vestiges, that's better, when defeating enemies and hitting strong enemies. Get enough of these, and you can generate special or heavy ammo for you and your team. It doesn't have a catalyst right now, but I'll be honest, you do not need a catalyst for this build to work. Other than that, the other 2 weapons are totally your personal choice. These are just what I happen to have equipped at the time, so feel free to use whatever you're feeling. Okay, well, I think that about covers it. If you do decide to use this build, I hope you have fun and enjoy all those ammo bricks. Other than that, though, know that I sincerely appreciate you for taking some time out of your day to watch my content, and I hope you enjoyed. As always, I've been Doc. Take care of yourselves, be good to others. Don't forget to use some of that ammo you spawned over there, and I will catch you guys in the next one.